Welcome back, folks, to our guest artist series. Thanks for joining us this week. We have some very special guests. They are local celebrities, you may call them. We have Kelly and Mo from Fairy Cakes Cupcakery and Bakeshop joining us today. Fairy Cakes is a well-known bake shop in Western New York, and they've been seen on the cooking channels Sugar Showdown and Cheap Eats. Fairy Cakes is also a dear friend of Shakespeare in Delaware Park. You'll see them on the Hill once or twice every season, selling some of their delicious baked goods. Kelly and Mo, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're really, really excited to have you.
Thank you for having us.
It's our pleasure. Today we're going to talk about Fairy Cakes Cupcakery as a whole. We're just going to learn some more about them, and then we're going to talk about what it's like for them to be selling baked goods on a hill. So let's just get started, Kelly and Mo, by talking about how you got your start with Fairy Cakes. If you could just tell us a little bit about your history and how you got to where you are today.
Sure. I started about a year after my daughter was born, so we've been doing this now for almost 14 years. And I was a stay-at-home mom, and I just wanted like a little extra something. So I started doing cupcakes. I knew they were trendy in New York City and LA. So I started doing that just like at fairs and stuff like that. And then it took off to, not my total surprise, but I guess surprise. And they were doing weddings and baby showers and stuff right away. So I was asking Mo, because Mo is a baker, to help me because sometimes it was just a lot, and especially the first wedding. It's very important for someone, their wedding day. So Mo was helping right from the beginning, basically. So we were doing events and stuff. We decided after success that we really thought we could make a go of this. So we started, our first goal was to get our shop.
And that was 9 years ago in October.
Yeah. 9 years.
It's been 9 years, which is crazy to think about at this point. But yeah, so we had a bunch of other goals in mind. This year they got a little thrown off by the world. But we're working on doing that whole pivot thing and seeing what we can come up with instead.
The two of you are doing a wonderful job, I feel, of continuing to keep yourselves afloat in the midst of this pandemic, which has proven to be a huge hurdle and setback for a lot of small businesses and local businesses we've seen, especially in that restaurant and food industry. But the two of you have done a wonderful job of finding new, creative ways to continue to engage with your audience and find ways to, Mo was saying before, bring that little pick-me-up to everyone when a pick-me-up is needed every 6 hours recently.
So. So true.
So how did you get involved with Shakespeare in Delaware Park? How did you find your way to Shakespeare Hill?
Well, we have been going forever. So we love Shakespeare forever. And then it was kind of nice. Lisa, who we have met before we even started Shakespeare, she asked us if we'd be interested in baking for the fabulous feast. And so we said, yes, of course, we'd love to be part of that. So we started baking for that, and then she asked if we'd be okay with doing 1 or 2 of the shows in the summer. So we were super excited about that. That's how we started. Probably been 5th time, maybe 4th, 5th time, 6 years, something like that. It kind of, the time blends, but we've been doing this for years now.
It's awesome because we're so busy in the summer. We don't often get out to do things just for fun. So it's really nice. We have an excuse. We're like, oh no, we get to go to Shakespeare in the Park tonight.
Yes. And Mo and I go and do it on purpose so we can see the show.
It's a win-win for everyone. How has it been being on the Hill? What's the response like? I think Shakespeare in Delaware Park lends itself nicely to providing a service like that, bringing food, because we have people who come and bring full-fledged meals. Have you found that's helped in the engagement with Shakespeare's audience?
100%. And it's amazing because so many people, they always go see the show, but a lot of people do tell us they wait to see our announcement. Okay, it's Fairy Cakes night, we're coming. So that makes us super happy.
I get a real kick out of the people who roll in with a full box of pizza and then they're like, oh, perfect, we need dessert.
It's so funny. I love seeing what people bring to the Hill. I mean, the McDonald's, the Wendy's, whatever works.
So true.
Something that I've been reminded of is the support that Buffalo has for small businesses. It's really a community that there is small business after small business, one right after the other, and around the corner you find 5 more. And it seems the community responds so well to them and is so supportive. So I'm curious to know, for the two of you, what is that like to be a small business, to be independently owned? And especially, this is very timely right now. How do you find a community like Buffalo? How do you find that benefits you as a small business?
I mean, it's always been really nice. We love that people enjoy shopping small. We love that people come in from the neighborhood and they want to get things from us just because we're in their neighborhood. And then it's an added bonus if they like it and want to keep coming back. But in the last couple months, I can't imagine being anywhere else and trying to do this. Before we even figured out what we could do to open again, we had people emailing us saying, what can we buy? Can we get a gift certificate? What can you sell us? We just want to make sure you have money so you can stay open. We want you here. I can't fathom how people are doing this in other cities compared to being someplace like this.
And it's the best feeling. And even people that are in our own field, we help each other out. There's been times, I need a gluten-free, can you make that for us? Or we're ran out of this, or something crazy happened at our shop. Can we, use sprinkles that you have or whatever? And we just help each other out. And it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
Like you're saying, the community and the customers are supportive, but it's so great to hear that other businesses that could be seen as competitors are also supportive. That phrase, lending you a cup of sugar, but literally for you, lending you a cup of sugar.
Yeah, literally.
That. It's really great. And I love what you said, Mo, about things could have gone so differently, but because there's a lot of rallying support behind local businesses from a lot of the community here, because they're part of what makes Buffalo, Buffalo. Buffalo is so unique. So I wanted to ask you a Shakespeare-related question about cupcakes. If you could make a cupcake that embodied the spirit of William Shakespeare, or Shakespeare in Delaware Park, I guess, what would that cupcake be like?
One of my favorite plays is The Midsummer Night's Dream. So I think it definitely has to bring in the outdoors somehow. I'm not quite sure how we would do it. I feel like Shakespeare during a pandemic would probably be hitting the booze pretty hard. So
yes. Boozy and boozy. I like it. Yeah.
Boozy and outdoorsy and natural.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe some kind of lemony something incorporating a lot of wine.
Yeah, Midsummer definitely. It's a very light show. It's whimsical, and lemon tends to be whimsical. Do you have a favorite memory from Shakespeare Hill, whether it be as an audience member or a time you visited the Hill as Fairy Cake?
I remember the first show that really I was super excited, younger, Taming of the Shrew. And I laughed so hard. And I was I couldn't believe how much I enjoyed it. Not that I wouldn't like Shakespeare, but being real young, I didn't always get what was happening. You know what I mean? As I got older and was catching on, for some reason, Taming the Shrew really sticks out. And I loved it. And then Mo and I have a tradition. Every show we do since we've been working on the Hill, we get a mug. So we love our Shakespeare mugs. We get them every season.
I think one of my favorites is my brother was home. It was when he was in college and I was still in high school. So I was still living here, and he was home for the summer. And it wasn't until he went to college that we really started to like each other. But I remember we were bored and at home one night, and I said, Romeo and Juliet is playing. Let's drive over. We could catch the second half. And he was like, the show already started. We can't go now. I was like, Matt, do you not know how Romeo and Juliet ends? Can we just go see the second half? We didn't bring anything and just sat and watched the last half hour of Romeo and Juliet.
Well, thank you both for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it. It was great getting to connect with a local business and hear a little more about how the two of you have created this delicious business and fostered this great relationship with us. We're always so grateful to have you come on the Hill every year.
Thank you so much. This was fun.
Kelly, Mo, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Thank you.